Well, there's a beautiful sound. So I ate lunch in my car so I could let my phone charge a little bit and to get out of the wind. And now I'm at Tuscarora, and we're going to do the lake loop and see what it looks like. I'm using the selfie stick that I bought for my phone, so we'll see how that goes. This is pretty cool. So I'm like literally like, there's my car, and I got this far, and I'm already finding things I want to look at. We've got some tadpoles. See if I can zoom in there. Pretty cool. Pennsylvania's coming alive. All right. All right, we're well on our way. I was going to start recording sooner, but I walked past. Looks like there's yurts for rent. They actually look pretty cool. I've never actually seen one before. I've only heard of them. And I didn't want to disturb the people that were hanging out there by talking to myself when I walked by. This place is really pretty. It's got a nice view. Ooh, there's another trail. I'm going to have to behave myself. So, according to all trails, it takes about 2 hours to do the lake loop. I'm going to flip you around here so you can see what I'm seeing now. All right, we are on the Spirit of Tuscarora Trail. So I'll let you see what I'm seeing. I just came up a really, really big hill, so I'm a little out of breath. It was easy, it was macadam, but I didn't make it any less steep. It's a good workout. I turned the camera off. I went through a little beach area, and there were kids playing, and so I didn't record. I wanted to respect everybody's privacy. But that was a nifty little area. I got some really cool pictures of views of the lake. So we'll see where this takes us. It's nice to be in the woods and not a macadam. There's a cute little birdhouse. Very cute. So it's definitely more crowded here than Lucas Lake. I'm also here later in the day, and it's beautiful out, so I'm more of a get up early and hike person, or I like to go a little bit later when people are kind of wrapping up for the day. But sometimes the timing works the way it works. So, but it is, my friend will laugh because I say this all the time, and now she says it. It's a little people-y here. And if you know me, I don't really like when it's people-y. I like coming out in the woods for my solitude. Doesn't mean I won't hike with friends. I just don't like to hike in with a herd of people that I don't know hiking in front of me and behind me. Got a little view of the lake here. Here are the frogs, toads, somebody's trilling. It's always a welcome sound. You know warmer days are here when you hear that. It's a pretty nifty looking tree. All right. Oop. See where the road takes us. I don't have my backpack cinched around my waist right now. So the little pouch, every time I go past a tree, I get like stuck on it. I just ate my wrap for lunch though. I ate that in my car. And I don't want to squeeze my belly. It's actually a little more than I would normally eat for lunch. But I did burn a lot of calories. So, you know. It was very good. It was one of the ones you pick up in the refrigerator case at Wawa. So I'm a big fan of Wawa food, which is probably not a good thing for me to admit, but you know, it is what it is. Wow, this is nifty looking. Some nice trees for me to hang on to as I go down. So I guess now if I was using my GoPro, you'd probably have a little more stability. But absolutely beautiful. I'll check in with you again in a bit. I'm kind of standing in a little cove here. I heard something carrying on, and I scared a duck. He flew out and flew back in, but I'm not quite sure where. I do know that where I'm standing right now, something is really bothering my allergies. My eyes are incredibly itchy. So I'm going to move from this spot. But I'm glad I got to at least see a duck. I think I see one all the way out there. We'll find out. Actually, back here where I'm at right now, I hear all kinds of noises. There's probably a bunch of stuff in the trees and the brush here. But we're gonna go back up to the main path and keep on walking. And I'm gonna pause for a second and deal with my itchy eyes. Being a person who loves outside as much as I do, and then having allergies, it's the worst. I did bring my eye drops just in case. Oh, we've got a tree going into the water here. It's a very, very beautiful view. We're gonna keep walking. I think I don't really want to dig my binoculars out right now because my eyes are itchy. I'm pretty sure we've got some turtles out there though. We're gonna hit the zoom. I'm gonna squint into the sun. I lost them. There they go. Zoom in. This foliage is kind of in the way. I'm pretty sure that's a turtle. All right. We had to switch our gear out here. So I have my phone in my pocket hooked up to a charging block, and we're back to the GoPro, so there'll be no zooming. I did want to point out though, if you do this path, now this doesn't bother me, but I noticed that on all trails it said moderate, and I was starting to wonder why, because it was a really easy path, and I was like, this is not moderate. I'm not complaining, it was scenic and it's pretty, but now we're in this steep and rocky space now. So, still not bad, but just pointing it out if this is not your cup of tea. climbing up. Maybe we'll get a good overlook or something. I didn't really see anything on all trails about overlooks, but to be honest with you, I didn't look. I was just kind of wanted to hit the two state parks because they were so close together. So we are up pretty high. And again, the GoPro really doesn't zoom. Or if it does, I haven't figured out how. But there's where we're at now. So we'll see where the trail takes us. It is pretty up here. Earlier I heard some geese. It looks like as we work our way, oh my, I think this goes up a lot higher. As we work our way around the lake, I do see more waterfowl, like off in the distance. I didn't get my binoculars out to look though. I can, we'll do this. You can enjoy the lake while I continue to climb. Well, you're going to enjoy this tree in the middle of the path. Oh. Here's a big-footed squirrel. Oh, another chipmunk. I don't know if you can see him in the bushes there. All right. This looks really pretty. I'll check back in with you in a bit. All right. We're up pretty high. Do a quick scan here. Maybe I'll get some good stills out of this. Ooh, what is that? Just very scenic, very peaceful, and very beautiful. I know a lot of people complain there's nothing to do in Pennsylvania. My answer? Go outside. Yeah, so listen. Now it's gonna stop. Of course I didn't have the camera on. I came down this hill and there was a deer right next to the trail. And I'm just gonna tell you that it probably startled me more than I startled it. Because it was really close and it snorted. And I've been walking down the trail and it just keeps on snorting. It's being dramatic. I'm going the opposite way. It was big too. But I was just looking around, enjoying my walk, and I looked to my right and probably not even 4 feet away. There it was, spazzing out. So I'll leave the GoPro on for a little bit. Since I'm in some, this is an interesting little gully. Since I'm in the thicket, maybe I'll find something else. I don't think I'd be sneaking up on anything in here with all these dead leaves though. These little tunnels are always a welcome reprieve in the summertime when you're like roasting. And they block the sun for a little bit. It's like perfect out today though. Oh, this is a pretty cool area. We got a little swampy area here. So not unusual when you're going past, you know, lakes and streams and things. We had this nice little boardwalk for which I was grateful because it was kind of muddy before I got onto it. But it's pretty neat. Looks like it's a little muddy on my step down. Hopefully we dry up a little bit here. Looks like we're coming upon something really beautiful. Alrighty guys. We're going to be experiencing some more beautiful creek. So I'm going to stick with the GoPro this time. Give my phone a chance to charge. I need that all trails with all these offshoots. I have taken a few wrong turns Sometimes on purpose, sometimes by accident. Some nice little cascades running down here. Serene, peaceful. I do love trees. I'm going to come up this way more. You're going to follow me back to the trail. Try not to get stuck on some trees here. I love trees, but not stuck on my head. Okay. I just had a deer drinking water and I spooked it. I'm just going to leave the GoPro on and delete what I don't need. I keep missing stuff. So coming up to the creek edge here. I can hear the deer over there. That one wasn't as dramatic. It gave one snort and took off. It didn't snort for hours. Very lovely section of creek. So the other part, it was like up further, up there. So when we were up that way, it was a very like sandy, ooh, you could hear the train, like a very sandy bottom. And then this is like nothing but rocks. It's interesting how it changes. Oh, we had a frog. Even though I had my camera, I didn't catch him anyway. I don't think I did. Oh, there went another one. They're hiding in these bushes here. Alright, come around the bend here. Oh. Beautiful, beautiful purple flowers here. Phlox, maybe? Maybe phlox. Alright, it's been a little while. I got another 1.5 miles in since we last spoke. I had to go, I had to hop a guardrail and walk up the road against the oncoming traffic of tractor trailers. I really hate when trails do that. I didn't realize that. I didn't look at it that closely. But anyway, it wasn't that big a deal. I was only on the road for like 3 minutes, but I'm pretty sure every every tractor trailer in Pennsylvania went by in those 3 minutes. I came up Crow Trail. It wasn't particularly scenic. I mean, I enjoyed it for what it was, but I didn't see the need to take any video. So now I'm at a crosshairs. So we've got the Crow Trail and we've got Lakeview Trail. Lakeview is where we're heading because we're going to go around the other side of the lake and then back to the parking lot. I think I have about 1 mile left. I think this was a 5.5 mile loop. According to All Trails, if you've used All Trails regularly, you know that it's not always quite accurate. So anyway, it wasn't, you know, the most scenic thing. I did see a sign to go up Locust Mountain, and I had been looking at that trail. The explorer part of me was like, really wanted to go up that trail. I also need to, you know, get home and get a shower and see my son for the first time in, you know, 7 or 8 months. And we're going over to my daughter's house for dinner and everything. So I need to get home in a reasonable time and get cleaned up and feed my dog and all that. We'll have to save Locust Mountain. I'm just going to move my hair this way for another day. Definitely something I'll come back to try. It's been a really, other than having to walk up the road, it's been a really nice hike. I'm very happy with both of my choices today. Sorry, I'm not using the selfie stick. I'm using my hand. I have the portable charger attached to my phone right now. Between taking video and photos and running All Trails, definitely I need to have the portable charger attached just in case. Well, I'm going to keep on hiking down to the lake and I'll catch you at the bottom. So I think I'm down to about the last half mile of the hike here. Side of the lake, we've got a lot of, I'm guessing that's birch. And then off to my right, are these beautiful woods. Get a nice view of the lake from up here. I know from reading online, they made the dam to make the lake back in, I believe, 1971. I'm really curious. I don't want to go too far into here. It's probably a very strong likelihood there's some snakes sunning themselves on these rocks. If I happen to see one when I'm walking, great. If not, I'm not climbing down there to look. I'm closing in on 11 miles for the day. I really gotta kind of hustle this last bit and get out of here so I can take care of things. See the kids. I still have to go to the park office and get my stamp. I was hoping they'd have them where they had the maps, but no such luck. That is really pretty though. When you look out there. And again, I hope the GoPro's picking up all the sparkles. This looks really pretty. Absolutely lovely, the mountain behind us. I'll start over here. It's hard for me to see, the sun's glaring. Right up to the mountain. We just walked up and down that mountain to get to this point. One more view of the lake, and it looks like we're heading back into the woods. This looks like Lakeview Trail up here. So we're probably closing in on our last, probably quarter mile, I would guess, of our hike. Go ahead and do it in front of me here. So the day warmed up quite nicely. Lakeview Trail. I know this morning at Locust Lake, I was complaining that my nose was froze. That is no longer the case. If anything, I'm kind of wishing I had shorts on now. It really did warm up. So it turned out to be a beautiful day, which I knew it would, which is why I actually took this day off. One of the nice things I love in the summer is because I'm off, I can go hiking on weekdays, and then places aren't as crowded. So once June hits, I don't often hike on the weekends very much, unless I'm hiking with someone that's only available on weekends. We're gonna probably be treated to some really lovely views here. So we'll see. I'm just gonna keep you on with me. I've got enough juice in the GoPro and like 2 more backup batteries, so I think we're good. It's the phone that's the issue. Man, that's beautiful. If I didn't have places to be, I think I would just go like right down there and sit there with my bottle of water and stare for a while. But unfortunately, that's not in the cards today. I shouldn't say unfortunately, I'm very excited for my evening. I love spending time with my children. I made them, they're like mini me's. It's like hanging out with a gang of me's. And then my granddaughter, my little Peanut, it's always a joy to see her. You know, I always thought being a mom was the greatest gift. And my kids, if they watch this, I still do. What is going on here? Do I want to go this way or that way? This way looks less painful. It's quite a hill here. Not too bad though. Nothing we can't handle. We've done worse. But anyway, as I was saying before I navigated that, being a grandparent is a real treat. First of all, you don't have to raise them. You get to love on them and spoil them, and they're totally returnable. In this case, my little Ella, my little Peanut, she goes back and forth between favoring both of her parents, but very often she looks like her mom, and she makes a lot of facial expressions that her mother made, which I call karma. But it's almost like it's almost like getting to watch Alicia grow up again. Like, it's really cool. And it's really cool to watch your own children become parents. Like, it's really cool. So I'm looking forward to hopefully having several grandchildren to dote on and spoil and return. We're on this last stretch, heading back toward the lot. So I'm gonna wrap up my video, or videos. More squirrels, it sounds like. But thanks for coming along with me today. I hope you enjoyed these two beautiful state parks as much as I did. It was truly a beautiful, beautiful day with gorgeous scenery. Hope you didn't mind chatting with me. I'll see you next time.